Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. Today I'm doing my second Dear Campbell entry on this channel, and today's topic is a little bit disappointing. Just kidding. Today's topic is disappointment, actually. So you may be wondering, Charlotte, why on this beautiful Sunday morning, it's currently 9:40 on Sunday for me. I don't usually film on Sundays. We'll talk about that in a second. Why on this gorgeous fall Sunday morning are we talking about disappointment? That's so upsetting. Why would we talk about that? To that I say, I had a very disappointing morning, and I thought I'd make a Dear Campbell entry about it. So let's go, shall we? Okay, so disappointment. We've all experienced disappointment, and if you say you haven't, you're lying. So why are we talking about disappointment today? Well, you may notice oh, can you see anything? I got curtain bangs last weekend. Now, that's not what I'm disappointed about. I love them. I think they look great. And I actually made a whole video about them. Guess what was supposed to go up today? So that's what I'm disappointed about. I filmed an entire video 2 weeks in advance, mind you, with a new microphone that I had to get. And it didn't work. So I have all these clips of me talking at the camera and explaining, oh, here are my curtain bangs. And there was no sound. And there's nothing I can do to get the sound back. So that video just doesn't exist. That's why I'm disappointed. I was excited about that video. Really wanted to show you guys my bangs. I did a whole photo shoot, which I'm still going to include at the end of this video because I didn't take all those pictures for nothing. And I talked about my hair history, what kind of haircuts I had. I thought it was interesting. I thought you guys would too, and I was really excited to share it. But like I said, that didn't work out. So, disappointment comes from a variety of things. Disappointment can come when you got a grade you weren't expecting, if you did worse on something than you thought you would, or if a friend cancels plans, or if you were really excited to get something for dinner and then you called the restaurant and they're closed. Disappointment can really come from anything. I listed some pretty mild examples, but there can be some pretty extreme examples too, which, hopefully you haven't experienced, but if you have, you probably felt some pretty heavy disappointment. So what I'm trying to say is disappointment can stem from many, many different places. And it's a natural feeling. So what do we do when we feel disappointed? How do you deal with it? There are a couple of different ways. For me personally, I just need to feel whatever emotion I'm feeling, ride it all the way out, and then I can start working on getting over it. Other people like to be cheered up. Sometimes it helps if you're feeling down and someone says, hey, let's go do something to make you feel better. That works for some people. Doesn't necessarily work for me all the time, but if that works for you, that's awesome. You may not know how you handle disappointment. Maybe you haven't felt anything super, super disappointing, and so the only extent of the disappointment you felt has lasted a couple of seconds. Oh, darn, that's disappointing. Okay, moving on. That's awesome. I'm really jealous of you, actually. Wish I had that. Like I said earlier, I need to ride out my disappointment, and sometimes that can last a while. Like a while. For example, I found out last night that the audio on my video wasn't working, and I woke up still disappointed. So, it's a range, it varies, but how do we deal with it? No matter if you're feeling your feelings for a couple of seconds, or like me, the span of multiple days. What do you do? How do you deal with those feelings? Like I said, and how I deal with disappointment, you just need to feel it. If you're disappointed, get a nice blanket, get some hot chocolate or coffee if you like coffee, or tea, or any kind of drink that makes you feel better. Usually warm is better, especially because we're going into the winter season. It's sweater weather, everybody. Get that warm drink, or make some popcorn, or, snuggle with a teddy bear or some kind of stuffed animal, something that makes you feel secure and warm and cozy and loved and appreciated and just comfortable. I'm not saying that you have to do these things to make you feel better. I'm saying Put yourself in a position where you're comfortable so you can feel the quote unquote negative emotions that you're feeling, this disappointment. And you don't feel like you need to be strong through it, right? You don't feel like you need, oh, well, I need to power through this. Sometimes you do. There are situations where you need to do that. But if it's a situation like, for example, for me last night, I just thought, you know what? This is upsetting. Instead of trying to deal with it right now or try to come up with a solution right now, it's late. I'm going to put on some Scooby-Doo, which is what I always watch when I need to feel better, and go to bed. And that's what I did. And I woke up still disappointed, but feeling a little bit better. Now, for some people, doing things that make them happy to cheer them up is how they deal with disappointment. So if you have the option, call one of your friends and say, hey, let's go to Target. That's a big thing in my town. People just go to Target. I think that's a big thing everywhere because Target is great. But, call a friend. Hey, let's go to Target. Hey, let's go to Starbucks. Hey, let's go to the park and do a ghost photo shoot. I did the ghost photo shoot the other day with my brother. It was the best thing ever. If you don't know what the ghost photo shoot is, let me take a second and educate you. The serotonin through the roof. You can do something fun that makes you smile, that takes your mind off of the disappointment that you're feeling and puts it more on a positive emotion. I'm trying not to qualify emotions because that leads to a whole slew of other problems. But for simplicity's sake, let's say, do something that gives you a more positive emotion. It brings you happiness, it makes you laugh, it makes you smile, it makes you think. Do something that takes your mind off of the disappointment that you're feeling. And the third option that I have for dealing with disappointment is to turn your situation around and work with what you have to make that disappointment into something that you're happy with and you're proud of. For example, this video was never supposed to exist. I never planned it. I didn't have anything in mind. I didn't have an idea about this video until the disappointing situation happened where I couldn't work with my other video, right? So instead of just mourning the loss of that video, that's a bit extreme, and giving up and saying, well, whatever, there's going to be no video today, which was my original plan, I might add, I instead decided, well, I still have some usable footage and I still have the pictures I took, and I'm feeling this pretty intense feeling. So maybe instead of moping about that and just letting it get the best of me, I decided, why don't I make a Dear Campbell entry about it? That way I can talk through it, maybe I can feel a little bit better, and I can still use some of the original idea that I wanted to use. All right, so that is what I have for you guys today on disappointment. I hope it helped you. If you're feeling any disappointment, I hope it's helping you work through, or at least think about different ways that you can work through if you need to. I think it helped me a lot because now I get to do this new thing instead of just saying, oh, well, no video this week. So hopefully this goes up in time. It's probably about 10 in the morning right now, and I have about 2 hours to edit this video. So we'll see. But without further ado, here are the salvageable clips and the photo shoot of my brand new curtain bangs. I hope you enjoy. that is it for today's video. Half Dear Campbell entry, half me flaunting my new haircut. I really hope you enjoyed. Let me know in the comments down below if you're facing any disappointment right now, and if there's anything that I can do to help, or if any of these tips helped you work through it. But that's it for this video. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed, and I will see you next week.